Thank you. First off, I want to thank you guys for braving the weather. To come out there and watch us compete and be here is special to us. Hopefully in the near future we'll get that indoor done so you can come here and be in a little bit more of a controlled climate environment so you can watch us compete in that area. So again, today is the day that we turn the calendar. 2017 was a great year, but it's time to learn from the mistakes and build on what we started. Coach Womack has done a great job with the team this offseason. The last several weeks preparing them for today to get ready. The physical transformation of this team has been unbelievable, and just watching those guys around our facility and just looking at them out there in spring ball today, just the changing of their bodies and the different things that we've done with nutrition. And Coach Womack, they've done a tremendous job. There's great energy around this program. The coaches are excited. The players are excited. Everybody knows that we've just scratched the surface. And there's a lot of possible things, great possible things for us in our future, just continuing to get a day better. We've tasted some success, but we have a tremendous appetite for more, and that's why I couldn't wait for spring ball to begin. We feel like we have some unfinished business, and spring ball is where you start the process of fixing all that we need to move forward. I'm really proud of this coaching staff and the job they did with this 2018 signing class. The reception that we are getting from high schools is starting to change, and that's definitely a credit to our coaching staff and the relations they've built not only in their areas but around their community. We've addressed our biggest needs in the signing class. We went heavy on defensive personnel because we definitely have to be tougher and overall better on that side of the ball. We signed some really good guys that we believe will raise the level of competition and toughness on this team. We also believe that we have some great leaders in the signing class. There are guys who will be outspoken, they will hold their teammates accountable, and we definitely need that. It is an exciting time to be around Mean Green football, and we appreciate everyone in this room for what you're doing to make this such a special place. Thank you. With that, I'll open it up.
Just in the last few days, the student fee passed. What do you think the impact of that fee passing will be on the football program and the athletics department in general?
Well, I think overall athletic department is the most important thing. It'll definitely help all of us, all sports. And so it's not just about us. It's about helping, all of us. And I think that was really important for that vote to pass. And I'm just really proud that it did and really looking forward to an exciting future.
Coach, it was just getting back on the field and just kind of getting the energy going back in the program.
It's always great, again, like I said, to be back out there. Day one, it's always an exciting time. The great thing about it is we have a lot of returning guys with experience, returning starters, some young guys that got opportunities to play. So we're much further ahead, this year in spring ball than we have been in the past. Not only that, being able to retain all of our coaches and keeping, the cohesiveness together. And we're not having to coach coaches as well, so we're just much further ahead. It's exciting to go out there and be able to do a lot more within your systems on all three phases to make yourself better.
Coach, when you took over, did you ever imagine this turnaround would be this quick? And what do you think the ceiling is for North Texas?
No ceiling. I mean, I really don't. I think this place is special. Has the potential to be, again, something we talk about, a championship culture, and that's what we're building it to. What was the first question? I'm sorry there.
Did you ever imagine the turnaround would be?
Yeah, I really didn't have expectations of how quick it would be, but that's a credit to our coaches, our players, and it takes so many people, not only them, our coaches and players, but our administration, our fans, our support. Everybody's bought in. And when people are pulling the rope in the same direction, I think it tends to happen a little quicker. The hardest thing to do is build your culture. And so I talked to a man this week. We went and had lunch, and he's in a leadership position. And we were talking about, the same things, within what he's trying to get accomplished and what we're trying to get accomplished. Everybody has a vision. But a lot of the times, the culture is what is more important. Building the culture, get everybody on the same page, pull the rope in the same direction. You know, I think that kind of gets you there a little bit quicker, the quicker that happens.
Coach, you had a couple players enroll in North Texas early spring semester. What advantage do those players have opposed to the ones that are coming during the summer?
Well, just being able to get with our strength and conditioning program, our nutrition program, you know, having not only another semester of off season, but also learning the system quicker, having 15 practices to go out there and compete, and you know, that's a big advantage. It really is. You know, it's great to get those guys in here and get them ready. Now, you just think about how much further ahead they're going to be this summer. You know, day one showing up within our strength program, knowing our offense and the system, and then it's going to even be better next fall. So just a lot more experience.
I know establishing the culture is big for you, but as you look at your team in spring practice, what do you see as some of your biggest challenges in terms of positions, places you've got holes, things you need to do over the course of the spring to be prepared for the season?
Well, and our team knows this. I think the first place it always starts is up front. You know, we got to be much better up front on both sides of the ball, and I think that's where you win and lose games. Again, we put a lot of pressure on those guys up front, but they embrace it and they understand that you know, if you're not good there, it's next to impossible to win championships. And we got to get much better just on technique. You know, overall as a team, that's what I just now talked to our team about. We got to be much better in our technique and really just understanding football, understanding different situations. You know, at every position, and being able to not only get a hold of that in the film room and learning through that, but also you got to transfer that to the field. And when it's going fast and plays are coming at you, you got to be able to adjust quicker. So that's something that we're stressing is just let's make sure we get back to, we got to continue to work on fundamentals overall as a team and get much better.
The right side of the offensive line looks like one of your big questions heading into the year. Do you plug Preston in at guard there after he came this year? And how do you handle the situation with Riley Mayfield potentially coming back, potentially not coming back? How do you handle trying to develop somebody for that role while still waiting to see if he's going to be available for you next year?
Well, we get that's the great thing about the spring. A lot of guys get reps, and that's definitely one of the area, the right side. Losing TJ, you know, that's kind of where we're plugging Preston in at this moment. And you know, I thought he did a tremendous job today, first day in there. You know, you can tell he has great feet and he's very athletic, but most importantly, he's really, really smart. And so he's picked it up pretty quick. And again, it's day one. You start putting day two, day three together with some of these new guys, the more you get put on you, you know, the harder it gets. So, but as of right now, you know, we got to continue to develop the guys behind Riley, which we got some good young guys that we're getting in there, and but across the board, we just got to continue to build that competition, you know, and build that depth. So that's what we're trying to get accomplished right now.
Looking at behind Mayfield, potentially if he's not available for this next year.
Well, you got all those young kids. I mean, to be honest with you, you know, Brammer is a guy that potentially could work out there behind Riley. You also got Brian Parrish. He still needs to continue to get bigger and add some weight to him. You know, he's still a little light, and that's what this offseason's for. But just letting those guys go in there and compete with him. And then also, you also have the ability to do some different things with Woody. Being right now him and Jordan on the left side, but Woody could potentially, he's played tackle in the past as well. So you have some flexibility. The biggest thing is just continuing to let those guys go in and compete and, you know, have as much depth as possible.
Who are some of the leaders that maybe set the tone today as far as energy-wise and just how y'all were going to do things?
I think we have a bunch of guys out there, I mean, that do a great job of that. You know, you look at Mason. He's really growing and developing in that role. He's getting more comfortable as he goes, which is great. You know, I think Woody up front, you know, with him and Jordan, do a great job with the offensive line group as a whole. you know, and some of those receivers, you know, Mike Law has always been a guy that, you know, continues to, every single day. He works his tail off, and to be honest with you, a bunch of those receivers do, and they take great pride in competing and being able to go out there and bring a lot of energy to our groups. So defensively, I think up front, you know, we have a bunch of guys like Rod who do a great job, and oh man, I mean, there's a bunch of guys out there. I think the energy's been great, and overall we've continued to build leadership and develop our leadership, you know, not only through us coaches and through, you know, the off season, but also the programs that we bring in to develop those things. And look, not everybody out there can be a leader. It's just, you're not going to have 120 leaders out on the football field. You know, the biggest thing you got to do is have a bunch of great teammates. And I think in order to be a great leader, you better be a great teammate first. And then as guys start stepping up, you continue to, you know, develop that stuff. So I think we got a great group. We got the potential to, I think, to be honest with you, this is probably the best locker room we've had since I've been here. And that's important.
Coach, North Texas hasn't had a player drafted in a while. What would it mean to have a player like Jeffrey Wilson potentially get drafted?
Oh, it's awesome. It's not only great for your program, but what a great honor for him and the things that he's worked for. The amount of success he's had here, I want him to continue that success moving forward, and I can't wait to see him do it because I know he will. Jeffrey's one of those guys that he's always fought and battled and really worked for everything he's gotten, and he'll continue to do that, and I'm really excited to see him go out there and compete at the Combine.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it. Thank you.